You're my everything, King of glory. You're my whole and all. Jesus, my regard you are, excellent reality, waymaker. Yahweh, I'm so grateful for all you have done for me. You lifted me from miry clay, set me on the road to stand, so now I can fly like a dove. If I live for you. If I die, I die for you.
Really bless your hands.
Thank you, Nick. That's right. That's exactly what we thought. So, we've been celebrating Nurses Week all week. And the Chief Nurse Executive, myself, Katie and Lori, on behalf of our presidents, Dr. Nathan and Nick and Matt Carlin, who unfortunately couldn't be with us, and many of the leaders, want to thank you for all you do. And we have a regional nurse award called Friend of the Nurse. And this is someone who we consider not an RN, so not a registered nurse or patient care technician, but someone in another discipline that's meaningful to all of us, and that we recognize our work would not be complete without them. It's an associate and an advocate who supports the nurses and is essential to their day-to-day success. Katie?
So the nomination is, where do I begin? I would like to nominate Sister Apollonia for the Friend of the Nurse Award. She supports nursing in so many ways, no matter how big or how small. Whenever I see her in the halls, I feel a sense of calm and happiness, no matter how bad the day might be. She greets you with a warm smile and a hug. Her soft voice and demeanor really brings a sense of calm to an often chaotic environment. She is not always at McHenry, but when I see her there, I know we are all in good hands. During some of our difficult times of COVID, Sister would sing before our meetings or in our offices prior to beginning our day. I also remember hearing about a time when she would sing to one of the patients when he was very sick, and the family appreciated it so very much. Hearing this story, I knew that she is a true gift from above. We are truly lucky to have her as a part of our healthcare team, and I feel she is most deserving of this award.
And again, all three of the campus's nurses are all in support of this lovely letter.
So, Sister, we want to present you with this. We appreciate so very much all that you do for nursing and for our patients and for every one of us daily.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Thank you. I'm honored. I don't work hard for this. It's just me. I blame you. This is the fourth award. We got Chinese star, 3 of them, and this. And the Dr. Nathan said to me, very soon you won't have a place to put all these awards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Always,
Yes.
yeah.
So thank you very much. We are all in this together. I
Amen.
consider this job my calling. It's not that I'm coming to work, I'm just here. This is where I belong. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to serve, and I'll continue to serve. I remember who I am. Sometimes I'm crazy too.
All of us. Yeah, we're in the game. We have our moments.
Yeah. Somehow your crazy only helps everybody else. Yeah. Our crazies are different.
I'm humble. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Sister, I think this just really exemplifies who you are, just to, as you made these comments just a few moments ago, but what great recognition to be acknowledged by your peers and the folks you work with every day. That is so powerful and so meaningful. Thank you for all that you do each and every day.
Thank you. thank you for supporting me.
Absolutely.
Blessing to all of us.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. I always think she has a ripple effect. That's what I always tell her. Like when she's around, there's just like this goodness that flows, like it just like follows, right? Like she's herself, but it's just so amazing. And then like I want to hold the door for somebody because
And he's not normally nice.
Exactly, right? I'm usually closing the door right behind her. So no, that is not crazy. Yeah. Thank you, Nick. Yeah.
We're all nice because of you. We are better.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. We are better because of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sister.
Wonderful.
Who have we hugged? Who's hugged us? These are things that we didn't spend much time thinking about, did we? And so as I look at, who do you say that I am? We ask ourselves, well, who are the people that show us what it means to be? To be. And I think Father Reuben showed us to be a gentle, kind, humble, beautiful, loving servant, right? It took us a few years, but we got it after a couple years, right? Even if we couldn't understand his language, we got it by how he was. And so this last week, Sister's going to kill me, but Sister's gotten a lot of good press this week, okay? And deservedly so. She got an award Friday. She blew off Mass. I'm like, why is she blowing off Mass? Well, she blew off Mass to get an award. And then, then they put her in the paper yesterday, blessing hands. And when I think of Sister, one of the things that people have noticed in this whole pandemic is Sister. And a lot of people forget the presence of a nun. The presence of a nun, okay? There's a certain presence that a nun brings to a community, okay? And we forget that because it's been so long since we've seen one, right? Other than in the Catholic school, maybe. And so when we see Sister, when we were in shelter, and Sister was at Mass, and then she'd do the prayer, and then she and Aaron would screw around behind the camera like brother and sister, and try to make me laugh who was in front of the camera, we gained a certain sense of serenity. But if you have Facebook, look at the post on Sister and her award and the article in the paper, and look what people write. They write things like, she's always there. She brings a gentle, loving presence. She sings. Everybody in the hospital asks each other an interesting question. Has Sister sang to you? She sang to me. Okay, how many of us asked that question? She sang to a man in Italian that didn't know English as he was dying. Okay? And I'll never forget, as long as I live, going to the emergency room in the middle of a bad situation. We had about 30 people. Everybody was angry. The person died. It was bad. There was nothing good about it. And I remember the nurse, very young nurse, she's just standing next to me, and she goes, she's here. It's going to be okay. Now that's the power of presence. It's going to be okay. Now I didn't feel real good about my last 20 minutes of ministry with them, but when they saw Sister, they knew it was going to be okay. Who's a person in your life that you see that when they come, you know it's going to be okay? Sometimes it's our mom. Sometimes it's our grandma. Sometimes it's a person that God gave us. But when you think of who do people say that I am, a person that brings calm, that brings peace. And she does that. But she also brings very pointed love. I've seen her tell a doctor, don't ever do that again. I've seen her tell somebody, this is not the way this should be done. You didn't treat this person right. So it's not all, it's the love of God when that love needs to be presented. Who do you say that I am? It's easy to see in a nun or a priest, but sometimes I think it's hard to see or hard to recognize or point out in people that touch our lives in a very simple way. And so the next picture I want to show is a picture of Lauren. Now, Lauren's a young lady who, this is a picture, Jeannie, I don't know how many years ago this was. This might have been the first year we shaved together. And Lauren on the right there is the one of, there's like 30 Kims here. There's a lot of the hairstylists that would go and shave your heads. And over the course of time, I knew Lauren because I had her wedding back in Harvard. I knew her 13